Hello again, everybody. I'm Hafiz from HZad Education. I'm an English tutor, and today I'm going to give you a walkthrough for CELPIP Writing Task 1, which is writing a letter, right? So I've also done this in great detail in my previous live stream. So if you want to check that out, please feel free to do so. Here, I'm just going to do a brief overview, and then I'm going to give you a glimpse of what a really good answer looks like. Now, before we get there, though, I want to discuss again the approach that you have to understand when it comes to answering this section. Number one, you need to know how long you should spend on your answer. Of course, that's 27 minutes. And don't forget, CELPIP is fully online. So once the timer starts ticking, you have no way of rewinding or pausing it. So 27 minutes is all you have. And it is actually a good amount of time. So you do not need to panic. You do not need to stress. Just follow all these next steps that I'm about to basically explain. The second thing that you have to know is that you are going to be asked to write between 150 to 200. Now, I highly recommend you to get as close as possible to 200, but do not exceed 210, because if you exceed 210, your score will go down. And vice versa as well. If you do not exceed 150, or maybe try get as close to 180 as possible, your score will also not be as high as you might want it to be. Right? So please keep that in mind. Now, on to the preparation. There are really only two preparation that I would like to explain in this session. Right? The first one is you do have to understand the letter, the purpose, sorry, the purpose of the letter, including who it is addressed to. That's the wrong spelling, who it is addressed to. So when you face the CELPIP writing task one, you usually get two boxes. On the left side, you'll be given the situation, right? What kind of situation you are in. Maybe you just bought something and you want to complain, or you attended something and you want to praise it. You got an update about your job and you need to inform someone. That's usually the left box. In the right box, you will have three distinct points on what you need to cover in your email. So all those 3 points will detail, the things that must be in your email. And that's where you really need to focus just a little bit and take some time in brainstorming the things that you are about to say, or the thing that you are about to cover in those with those 3 points, because the 3 points will basically be just a guide, right? What you detail and what story you tell based on those 3 points is going to be completely in your hands. So you need to plan it out, and you need to understand the purpose. Now, why do I mention purpose? Because different letters have different purpose. You might, if you're complaining, then the tone of your answer should sound like you are irritated, you are not happy. There are words like unsatisfied, there are words like being wasted, or not worth its value, etc. So everything is going to be affected. If you are writing a letter that talks about complimenting the positive of an event, then you want to use a lot of adjectives that praise the events and so on. So that is the importance of understanding the purpose of the letter. Do not start writing until you have successfully done that. But even once you have successfully done that, right, there is a second thing that you have to do, is understanding each point that are needed to be covered, because each point, like I said, they are distinct. So you need to make sure that you have a clear idea of what each point is gonna look like. Because let's face it, reaching or getting close to 200 words is by no means an easy task. So each point will have its own body paragraph, and you do have to write quite a good amount of words in order to reach that word target. So you need to plan out and be sure that you have said enough, but not the point where you're just babbling, where you're repeating the same point over and over without really adding anything new, or you're simply not being cohesive. You're jumping around, you're not having a certain focus each paragraph, right? Or even worse, you're actually not fulfilling the points. You're talking about something completely different. So that's why it's important to understand them first. Now let's talk about the structure next. The structure is, of course, you have a greeting first. That counts as one paragraph, and then each point will have its own body paragraph. So you have three body paragraphs in total, and then at the end you do need a closing paragraph, like a closing greeting, basically, like the closer of your email. Every email has that. So please make sure that you put that in. So in total, you do need to write 5 paragraphs. Do I need four? Can I write 4 paragraphs? No. Try your best to just stick with 5 because that's really the ideal number, and it will prevent you, it will help you ensure that you're not straying away from the task. Now, I've put in there as well the rubric for your constant reminder, cohesion, lexical resources, comprehensibility, task fulfillment. So for those of you who have been following my video, you should know all of those 4 things by now by heart, because those are the essence of your answer. So if you can fulfill those points, you should easily score a 10. Now, let's take a look at the sample prompt that you might get in CELPIP Writing Task 1. All right, there we go. You recently attended a concert and had an amazing experience. Write an email to the event organizer to express your appreciation for the event and suggest some improvements for future events. Right? You have to include 3 points, explain what made the concert amazing, provide some suggestion on how it could be improved, and thank the event organizer for their hard work and dedication. So all those 3 points must be covered in one paragraph each. Now let's take a look at the sample answer. So don't forget to follow the steps that I've laid out in the beginning. Really understand, right? So what kind of email is this? This is a compliment email. So you're writing to the organizer saying, hey, this was a wonderful experience for me. I really want to say that and make sure that you guys know. So the email should be really enthusiastic, should be positive, right? But there is the second point of for providing suggestion, not criticism, though. Be careful with that, right? That's why understanding the points as well is quite important. You're not writing criticism. You're not pointing out significant flaws. You just want to make suggestions on how things could improve, right? So not that they were bad before, it's just that the event can significantly enhance the experience of those who attend. Right? So let's take a look at the sample answer. Now, you want to always start with dear and then the person you're targeting to. Now, if you are writing to different people, right, as in different someone in a different position, make sure you also change that accordingly. If you're complaining to a manager, don't forget to say dear manager. If you're talking to a friend, you don't need to be that formal. If the prompt is asking you to write to a very close friend, especially, you can just say hello, right, and that would be enough. That's just the start. Now, the first paragraph, you can see that it kind of lays out what the email is going to be about and explain, why this person is writing the email. That's also crucial to lay out in the first paragraph. I recently attended the concert that you organized. Want to take a moment to express sincere gratitude. Look at the wording as well. It's quite formal because remember, this person is writing the organizer, not a friend, right? Incredible experience, sincere gratitude. It was truly amazing, exceed all of my expectation in every way. And one thing that you should never do is basically copy and paste a lot of the words from the original prompt. So always paraphrase, right? Because in the original prompt, that's where the task is. It explains what you need to do, and you need to transition that over to your first paragraph, to your introduction. But it you change the entire structure or change 70% of the vocabulary, right? But I would prefer changing the vocabulary and changing the structure as well, just to ensure that you fulfill that comprehensibility, your grammatical range and accuracy. Now, I'm not going to read the entire paragraph, the entire answer here. If you would like to, you can pause this video and just read the entire answer yourself. But I just want to highlight a couple of really important points that you should really try to be capable of, right, in order to successfully achieve this feat. So, number one, of course, starting the paragraph differently. You see that, right? Each paragraph starts differently. You cannot start a paragraph or start every paragraph with I, or also, and. Right? Try to freshen up your paragraph every time. Do not use the same structure. Okay, and then in addition to that, look at the vocabulary as well. Now, again, this is a formal letter. So you need formal vocabulary, not too showy, but basically formal enough to just have that profound meaning that will clearly express what you're trying to say. Here are a couple of example, right? Truly, where's my mouse? There we go. Truly immersive, right? Very nice. Energy were infectious. Very good. Um, Seamless. And then there's also secure tickets, etc. Right? So those are just some examples. So your vocabulary should reflect the tone of your letter. If it doesn't, like if you say something here, if you in this email you see words like cool, I don't really know the word stuff. It doesn't sound formal. It's like you're writing to maybe someone that's really close to you, or you don't really have that much difference in age, whatever that is. But basically, the diction that you use should reflect what the letter is, who the letter is addressed to, right? And then, in addition to that, the transitions within the paragraphs as well. You can see here there's additionally, right? And then here they use secondly. In the second paragraph they use firstly, but secondly appears here, so it doesn't sound like the person is repeating the structure. So that's really good. And then look at how it starts. This one is passive, but there are some sentences that starts with I. So this person keeps switching it up, right, to make sure that it doesn't feel very repetitive. And then in the end, of course, you have that closing sentence. Once again, thank you for all the hard work and dedication. I look forward to attending future events organized by your team. And that's about it. That is one simple sentence. You can make it a lot shorter. That's fine, right? But again, it has to be that really nice send off for your email, regardless of what your email is trying to do. Okay? And again, feel free to pause this and just have a look, have a very careful look at how the answer is structured, the kind of vocabulary it's being used, and also the contents, how it expands on the different points, making sure that the word count reaches or exceed to 150 words. All right, guys. So hopefully this gives you a clear understanding and help you get on your way to better CELPIP score. And speaking of that, we do have more lessons and materials and templates as well in our courses online. So please feel free to check out the link in the description below. Right, we have tons of them, and they are quite affordable. Plus, they're money back guarantees, so you get your money back, no question asked, if you fail to achieve your target. Hopefully that helps, and that's my time. Thank you guys. I'll see you next video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.